clubs here, each looking to rebound from a Week 1 loss as we're underway on EA Sports. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
319!
Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. On 2nd down, here's Rodgers. Over the middle, that's caught by Adams. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. Rodgers finding Adams for a Packer first. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. On 1st down, Rodgers. And that's going to be incomplete.
Not too many things get to a quarterback of this magnitude, but I think it's safe to say that pressure can get to any quarterback.
Now, he's obviously a great franchise quarterback, but felt the pressure, threw it incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Here's Rodgers to throw again. Escaping the pressure right. Caught on the right side by Adams. And he's taken down inside the 30. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a 1st down.
Throwing on 1st down is Rodgers. Trying to get it to Adams, but it's intercepted. Xavier Rhodes with a pick. And this one will be brought back to the 22. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the 1st quarter.
Too many ones in this play. 1st quarter, 1st drive, 1st interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. The 1st carry now for Dalvin Cook. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Second down, Cousins. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, help force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough cut. And the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. The 6-time Pro Bowler, Clay Matthews. And it'll be 4th down.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And they're just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, The quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And it'll be Packer football here. First down and 10. Rodgers will break the huddle and bring the Pack up first and 10. Just shy of midfield at the 49. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Davante Adams, the intended receiver. That'll bring up second down.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
So after the incompletion on first, now second and 10. Throwing again. Rodgers. A dump underneath to Jones. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. It's a gain of 5, and they're going to have a third down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
The last play on the completion got them half of what they needed. Now here's a tough 3rd and 5.
We're not going.
Play action. Now it's Rodgers. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. There is no denying they want to get him involved. That's already the 5th time that they've looked his way in this first quarter.
So that tells me defensively that they want to insist on going in that direction. Make sure you get your best people in the area to try and take that away.
And that one will be no good. He never had it on line. It's well wide to the left, and this will remain a scoreless game. So an empty possession there. What do you think went wrong, Charles?
Well, it looked like maybe the plant leg might have given way just a little, and when that happens, guys have a tendency to pull through the ball to compensate. And in doing so, set this one off target.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And down inside the 40 to about the 38. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
I remember the first time I saw Dalvin Cook play in college. I was watching him on TV, called a scouting friend of mine and said, "Who is this guy? He's special." And he said, "Dude, you're watching a home run hitter on the field."
Yeah, he was special in Tallahassee. Left Florida State their all-time leader in rushing yards and touchdowns. And he got blown up, losing yardage on the play back at the 44.
The evolution of Clay Matthews as a player, it's just one that they're going to end up writing books about. He didn't even start until his senior year at USC. He didn't start in high school. And now he's at all-pro level in the NFL. How about the play he just made there?
Yeah, he has certainly made a name for himself. William Clay Matthews III. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. That one good for 10 yards. And it'll be second and very short. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early. Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
First red zone chance now for the Vikings. It's 1st and 10 at the 14. From the red zone now, Cousins. And that one's going to be over everybody in the back of the end zone. It's incomplete. Stephon Diggs, his intended receiver. And now it's second down. From the gun, here's Cousins. And he can't hang on. That's definitely going to be one he wishes he had back. Incomplete in the end zone.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on third. Green Bay up to the task there in coverage and forcing a fourth down. And Bailey able to knock it through. And the Vikings have a 3-0 lead. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
The Packer offense now ready to get back onto the field. And the last go-around for them, they tried that really, really long field goal, couldn't connect.
And in retrospect, I think a lot of people would say, well, why would you try one that long? You hurt yourself in field position. The ball comes out, there. That only helps the other team. But I look at it as maybe it was a double shot of confidence. Confident the kicker could make it. And even if he missed, confident in their defense that they could hold him.
So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Rodgers to throw on 2nd down. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd.
Hey, check 26. Zoom. Blue 58 on it.
With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter about to get underway with the Packers in possession of the football. They're looking at a 3rd and 6 here to start things out.
Hey, let's go. Come on. Hey, check 26. Hey, check 26.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. Drops it to Jones in the flat. Call it a gain of 5. And that's going to make it 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point
the kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him in contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that. Super toe.
Cousins now on 2nd down, eluding the pressure right. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. A gain of 32 that time.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
A give. This is Cook. And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line. Tackle made there by Nick Perry.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
From the shotgun, it's Cousins. The left side caught by Diggs. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A really nice gain of 25 yards. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Now Cousins. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Clay Matthews in there to get him his 2nd sack now of the afternoon.
Well, nothing takes a start to have a good drive, quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
3rd and long for Cousins. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. 3rd catch for him on this drive alone, and it'll give him a 1st down.
Well, we always hear about the connections some quarterbacks have with certain receivers. I think this guy has a connection with just about everyone. Didn't mind throwing it in there against double coverage to him.
Shows some confidence, supreme confidence.
Big-time confidence that he would make the play for him, and he did.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level, because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you just don't.
Now the hit comes, and Cousins lost the football. And this is going to be Packer football. A little careless with the football, and he also had a fumble loss last week, didn't he?
He certainly did, and when I'm watching him play, the one thing that comes to mind is always remember, traffic, turbulence, people around you, 2 hands. Get 2 hands on the ball. Grip it tight. I know it looks cool to have it in one hand. Put it away, tuck it away, because you've got to take care of the ball.
They'll start out on the ground with Jones. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
On 2nd down, it's Jones. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up the 1st down, keep the sticks moving.
Rodgers now on 1st down. Trying to get it to Cobb, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the Pro Bowler, Anthony Barr. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. You don't see this often. A quarterback of his caliber, 2 first-half interceptions.
It's absolutely surprising because it happens so rarely. You're searching for what reason, what's going on out there. It's not just maybe the defense is playing well. Is his horoscope off? His biorhythms? What is it?
You had horoscope on us, David.
Well, I was thinking maybe REM sleep was off. I'm trying to come up with something.
Anything, right? A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion. Cook. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. 2 minutes remain here in the 1st half. We're back to Lambeau following these words.
Here we go.
Cousins now to throw on 1st down. This will be caught just inside the 10. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion.
Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. This will be caught at about the 5. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it leads to a 1st and goal. So they've been in the red zone 3 times, and it's yielded just 3 points. Can they find the end zone here on 2nd and goal? They'll run with Cook, and he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Vikings are going to add on to their lead. Bailey got the extra point, and the lead grows to 10-0. Bailey now to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Now the Packers get set to go. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Another dangerous throw there, partner. I mean, he's already thrown 2 interceptions here in the first half. I don't know if you want to keep throwing up 50-50 balls when you've had that kind of lack of success.
Yeah, absolutely. Very well could have been a 3rd interception in half number 1. Line of scrimmage, again, the 25, 2nd and 10. They fake the give. Now Rodgers. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. What a difference a week makes. Last week he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number, not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense, they spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try and chip away at his timing.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. Here's J.K. Scott now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. And now out comes Minnesota. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Now, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. To throw is Cousins. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they did incompletions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the 1st down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
The Vikings on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. To throw, Cousins. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And now before this 1st down play, we're going to get a timeout here as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. Cousins now 9 of 15 throwing the ball, 60%, and it's 1st and 10. Again, it's Cousins. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Hodges. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another 1st.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And he just falls short down at the 1-yard line. A big play there just before halftime. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Cousins, and the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down. Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. They get it to him running left. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. A great play there in the final seconds of the first half. And the Vikings find a way to stretch their lead. Extra point up and good by Bailey. And that makes our score 17-0. Bailey now to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. So we hit halftime with our visitors, the Vikings, taking the lead to the locker room. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Now a second down throw for Cousins. He'll find Thielen work in the middle. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. A first down for Minnesota. Cousins finding Thielen. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Yellow.
First down, here's Cousins. Throw left side complete. It's Hodges. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. A good pickup there at 22.
Nice job, nice patience right there. Put him on the right side, let him work his way across, put the ball in his hands, and let him work his way upfield with a catch.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Mike Daniels makes the tackle. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Cousins to throw it. It's complete to Diggs. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
The last play on the completion got them half of what they needed. Now here's a tough 3rd and 5. Working out of the gun, Cousins. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. What a methodical drive this is turning out to be. That time 9 yards, and the sticks move again.
Hey, 382, list 50. Yellow, he's in there, yellow.
They go play action here on first down. This is caught. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Stephon Diggs. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Vikings are going to add on to their lead. Bailey now to kick this one away. This is taken just shy of the 10 here. And a good effort on the return there. Gets them across the 30 to the 33-yard line. So here are the Packers now. They get set for their first possession of half number 2. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
Now look out, Rodgers lost the football. And this belongs to the Vikings. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations, big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
Cousins now after the fumble recovery. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play, and it'll bring up a second down. Here's Cousins. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Kenny Clark busting through to get him for a loss of 6. Well, you don't usually get a sack from a nose tackle spot, but we got one there.
No, we don't, and a lot of the times in passing situations, they end up off the field anyway. So how happy was he to work his way back to the quarterback and put him on the ground? He's going to end up with a nickname after something like that, some Big Jelly or something like that.
And he'll go down at the 28. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down.
And, partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's 3rd down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the 1st down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive yardage.
So it's an empty possession, and as a kicker, not the way you want to start your day's work.
And now each team's missed a field goal here so far, Brandon, so apparently neither guy is immune.
Rodgers will bring the pack up with a 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. To throw, it's Rodgers. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Everson Griffin in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Working from the gun, Rodgers. The left side throw complete to Adams. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Now Rodgers, a free play. He's going to wind up and air it out. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. Following the penalty, it's 1st and 5, and you got to think offensively, all kinds of options. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Adams. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. 23 yards on the play. Now a play fake here on 1st down. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, 2nd down. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. He's able to rattle off 6 on the carry, and that'll get him to 3rd and 4.
He hasn't had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly. Got a man open. It's Adams. Touchdown, Green Bay. Davante Adams, his second touchdown on the season. And the Packers get a score closer. So now Rodgers will lead the Packers up to go for 2.
Inside.
They'll look to run for it with Williams. And he'll find his way in for 2. And we're back to a 2-score game. The lead's cut to 16. Crosby on now to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Vikings offense now heading out to take over. And the last time that they were on the field, a little demoralizing. Missed field goal. You know, always feel like you want to get it in the end zone, but then, oh, well, at least we're going to get 3. Didn't go through the goalpost, though.
It does test the mental processes of a team, though, doesn't it? Because when you miss a field goal, it's amazing how fast they want to turn on the guy kicking the ball. But you need to keep his confidence up because how many times have we seen games where it comes down to the stretch, and guess what? You need that guy to make the big kick for your team to move on or to win a game. Make sure you keep him happy. Make sure you keep him comfortable.
I'm sure you always treated the kicker nicely, though, right?
You know, truthfully, I did.
Good.
I always did because those guys, they won us a whole lot of games.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Second down, Cousins. And he fires one incomplete. Latavius Murray, the intended receiver, out of the backfield. And it's 3rd down.
The effort's always going to be there. Everyone's always going to try and make a catch, but underthrown balls, I think, are the toughest ones to come back and get because usually your momentum's going in the opposite direction when you're trying to stop, break, and come back and get it.
Cousins from the gun on 3rd. And this time he's got the hookup. It's complete. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. That catch puts him over 70 yards receiving now as he's got a 1st down. On 1st and 10, Cousins. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. Cousins now. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course.
One of the great coaches said football is really a simple game. Rush theirs, protect yours. And he's talking about those guys throwing the football. In this situation, the rush won, hitting the quarterback and forcing him into an incompletion.
And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Cousins on 1st down. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Rashad Breeland there defensively and able to knock that one down to the ground.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight. Unable to find anyone open.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Cousins into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Kyler Fackrell, the linebacker. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a 1st down. After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10.
box it, box it, box it. Done.
54's Mike, 54's Mike. Check, watch the
Now Rodgers. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Everson Griffin in there to pick up his second sack now of the afternoon. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Shotgun now for Rodgers. And that is incomplete. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that. And thus far, they've been successful.
Hey, check 26. Zoom. Look at that.
On third and long, it's Rodgers. And he can't come up with a pick. Nearly his second of the game. Instead, fourth down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Zoom.
Now whistles here, flag down. I think one of the Packer linemen was moving. Here's J.K. Scott now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he uncorks a beauty, best of the day. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. And out now come the Vikings. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Throwing is Cousins, and he'll find Thielen on the right side. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Cousins giving this Vikings offense a bit of a spark early on in his tenure in purple as his guys have it 1st and 10. They go play action. Cousins. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete. He was looking for Adam Thielen there, and that'll bring up second down.
Here we go.
From the shotgun, it's Cousins. He's going to look deep down the field. This is caught inside the 15. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Stephon Diggs with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Vikings find a way to stretch their lead. Bailey got the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Bailey now to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
Throw left side complete. It's Adams. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down. Decent start to the drive, but let's face it, they need a lot of things to go right in a short amount of time, down 3 scores.
Yeah, they're going to run their 2-minute offense here in this game, but this is for future games. Can they get better and be ready for the next time, hopefully with a chance to win?
Now he'll let it go deep right side. So they took a shot on first down but couldn't connect. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Now it's Rodgers. There's the first NFL catch for a name to remember, Equinemius St. Brown. First target, first catch, and a first down.
What I love about watching the passing game nowadays is that the one-dimensional receiver is really starting to leave the game. You've got to be able to...
This is caught inside the 15. A gain of 39 that time.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. Had a little arc on it. He's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play on the football.
That's fine, yeah. Hey, check 26.
Throwing on first down is Rodgers. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. Throwing now is Rodgers. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Linval Joseph able to swap him from that defensive tackle spot for a loss of 5. Rodgers now, after the sack, he'll lead the pack up on 3rd and long. From the gun, it's Rodgers. And this is going to be incomplete.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on 3rd down.
A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down.
Hey. 4 down.
Now Rodgers got to have this one. Touchdown, Packers. Jimmy Graham, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Packers make some inroads here on that deficit. Boy, what a job there. 4th down that far away from the end zone just to get it in, get that done.
An unlikely result, but it occurred nonetheless. What a terrific play. Great way to finish and in the end zone.
And the defense has to be scratching their heads, right?
That's usually to their advantage. In that situation, they should be able to make a play on the ball, but instead it turned out to be a touchdown, and they've got to go figure it out on their sideline.
Now Rodgers operating from the gun.
It's interesting that when it comes to two-point conversions, even heavy run teams tend to throw the ball in these situations. In this case, this one was intercepted.
Yeah, they weren't fooled. They were ready for the pass, picked it off. Crosby on now to kick it away. Now Jones. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 right at the 30. And the play clock becoming an issue, so Mike Zimmer's forced to call a timeout. That's going to leave him with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave them with a 3rd and about 5.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Working out of the gun, Cousins. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. And his throw is incomplete.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Rodgers. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Adams. And he'll be brought down, it looks like, right at the 15. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down. Rodgers to throw on 3rd and 1. Man open, it's St. Brown. He's got it. And he's going to have the 1st down as he's marked down just shy of the 20. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs. Rodgers now on 1st down. Got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. And he'll lose yardage here. Back to the 15. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 14. Rodgers to throw once more. Looking deep for Adams. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Well, partner, I think the defensive fellas got the memo, and they decided to cover him on that play.
Yeah, he's already up over 100 yards in this game. They tried a deep shot, couldn't get it.
Yeah, when you've had that much success, finally someone said, let's try and put a stop to it and put people.
He's got a man, complete. It's a big play for the Pack on 3rd. And even 50 yards. Time for a break. We'll come back to wrap this one up after this. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Hey, check 26.
Rodgers now on 1st down. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on at 2nd down. Definitely desperation time. This just looks like, hey, throw it down there, hope that your guy can make a play.
You want him to make a play, but if not, maybe you get a pass interference call. And you know in the NFL, that's a spot foul. You get all of that yardage. That would be a big play.
No gain that time on the completion, and it'll be 3rd down. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry.
I thought that wasn't a bad time to call the screen. I thought late game, down on the scoreboard, had to figure they were expecting a pass downfield.
Yeah, so the edge rushers, they're coming. That could have hit big. You're right. Good recognition defensively to snuff that one out. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
Hey, check 26.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. He may try and run for this. And he slides to avoid the hit. But no reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on fourth.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit, because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, and he's wrapped up, taken down, back at the 25. Sheldon Richardson in there to get him his second sack now of the afternoon. They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12. Shotgun now for Rodgers. And that is incomplete. Randall Cobb, the intended receiver. And it's 3rd down. He started out having some troubles back in the first half connecting with his receivers. Really hasn't gotten a whole lot better.
Yeah, he's at less than 50%, and you and I both know that just won't do. So I would think about spreading things out, putting it on the receivers, make them win those one-on-one battles on the perimeter, and find their way open.
Yeah, that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now, 3rd and long. On play action, now Rodgers. And Adams has it, complete. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead. As the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in quarter number 4. Working from the gun, Rodgers. And incomplete, he dropped it in the end zone.
Get your backs to the goal line. I can hear my high school coach right now. This is when force meets force. Got to be physical in order to win this battle.
Yeah, that's where the physicality pays off. A nice job forcing the contact and forcing the incompletion.
Yeah, Coach Ford would have loved that play.
Here's Rodgers to throw. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this 3rd and long play as we'll get a timeout. As they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. Rodgers now, after the sack, he'll lead the pack up on 3rd and long. On play action, Rodgers. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Anderson-Aho.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
Throwing here, Cousins. Flushed out right. Now he's going to send this one deep right side. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that, 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
They'll try again from the 20 on 2nd and 10. They run it for the first time with a backup Murray. And he'll work his way forward up to the 22. He only got a couple on that one, so not a ton of help. They'll have a 3rd and 8 forthcoming. From the gun, here's Cousins. Looking deep downfield. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So for the Vikings, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Buffalo Bills. Meanwhile, for the Packers, they'll drop to 0-2, and they'll try to rebound next week on the road in Washington. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.